Hello, my name is Poncella and welcome to my channel. This is episode 8 for Queen Sugar. And the opening sequence starts with Ref Angel on a swing on the farm. He is looking out at the acres of land. And here comes Darla. She's in a good mood. She tells Ref Angel that she had a good night's rest. And no matter what they are facing, they're going to face this together. And they embrace. Next person we see is Nova. Nova's at her desk in her house, and she's having flashbacks about the police breaking into her home. She finds a piece of broken glass. So she actually has anxiety attack. Now, the courthouse is where Charlie is addressing the farmers. She lets them know that yes, we have won our case. Unfortunately, the settlement is much less than we expected, but you guys will be getting, and the total was roughly $40,000, and that there is paperwork that they each need to fill out in order to get their money. She wanted to thank her brother, Ref Angel, who helped spearhead the suit that they pursued and were able to at least get some resolution. Micah and his friend Isaiah are going through his prints as he is going to do an exhibit at Hollywood's club. And he tells Micah how great photographer he is. And Micah tells him, you're a good friend and I thank you for helping me. Hollywood and Vi are talking, and she lets him know that, I wish I could be there, but I know your club is men only. So you make sure that everything goes well for Micah tonight, and you guys have a good time. And he wanted to wash the dishes, but she goes, no, go ahead, Hollywood. I'll take care of that. I'm going to be fine. And he said, are you sure? And she said, yeah. And she decides, as he is walking away, she tells him, and by the looks of things, I am looking at the best part of you. So they kind of chuckle. But you can see that Vi is not feeling well. There's a knock on the door. Nova goes to peep, and she sees her neighbor. He has a pot with him, and he tells her that haven't seen you in a few days, and I brought over a pot of gumbo. She said, wow. He said, well, I don't know how good it is, so, wait till you taste it. So she tells him that she is about to hit the road. She's not sure where she is going, but basically she needs a breath of fresh air away from St. Joe. And he said, I really am concerned, and I wouldn't mind coming with you if you don't mind having company. So she goes, go ahead, pack a bag. All right, it's now time Darla for the art exhibit. Michael's art exhibit at Hollywood's men's club. So just when he thought they weren't coming, they are starting to arrive. And Michael has to get set up for his exhibit. So while he is getting his exhibit display up, Ralph Angel's like, I can't wait to see what nephew got going on because he's the talented one in the family. Charlie is sitting at her desk at home, and then she gets a call, and that call is from her love, which is Davis. And Davis tells her that he has something special for her, but she needs to pack a bag for overnight, and there's a car waiting outside her house to whisk her off. And she's like, well, where am I going? And he's like, I'm not going to give you that information. Just go ahead, have fun, and go. So we see that neighbor of Nova, he's a gentleman, and he is pumping the gas in her vehicle. So she is like, I am so excited to be going somewhere where I can clear my head. And he's glad to be accompanying her so she wouldn't be by herself. So they are hitting the road. He opens the door for her, which is Chivalry is, for some people, is dead, but he's a gentleman, and she just all smiles. Now, Hollywood is seeing Ralph Angel for the first time since he had got angry with him at the house, and he was like, "I want to know, are we good, man?" And Ralph Angel is like, "Wood, I don't hold nothing against you. You told me right. We're good, fam." So Michael's letting everybody know, I got everything set up. We can get this show on the road or get the show started. But this particular man, he's also one of the farmers, but he's a frequent at Hollywood's club. He's taking an issue with, I don't understand this. How come you guys are so close to each other? What's going on here? Well, we get back to Vi. She has taken, I think, a bath. Her skin is breaking out and she's itching, so I guess she's going to put some, I said lotion, but maybe it's some medicine on her arm that is broken out. And she sits on the edge of her bed. When she gets up, I guess she feels lightheaded and she falls to the floor. Now, back at the men's club, Isaiah tells the inquisitive man that, you know, it's not anything that men should be ashamed of if they want to show affection toward a friend. Nova and her neighbor are in this beautiful courtyard. I think this is their destination. So now they're headed inside the building. But before they get inside, there is people's name etched on this memorial. And her neighbor's wondering, how much do we as a people have to take all the abuse that we have had over the years? Now, Hollywood has arrived home looking for Vi. Vi, where are you? Where are you? And she lets him know, I'm here, I'm here. He's like, babe, you on the floor. She said, yeah, I passed out, but I'm okay. No, I need to take you to the hospital. And she tells him, no, Hollywood, I'm okay. I just need to get some medicine. Don't you worry about it. And he's like, well, if you don't get better by the end of the night, you are going to the hospital. So she's like, okay, okay. There's no need in arguing. She knows she has a husband who loves her and he's gonna take care of her. So we are back with Nova and her neighbor. As they're looking at the exhibit inside the building, Nova notices a cute little girl by some children's, I guess you call them statues. And so the little girl speaks to Nova first and tells her that you sure are pretty. And Nova said, and so are you. And don't you ever forget that. And as they're smiling to each other, then the little girl's family or her sister tells her, come on, it's time for us to go. So then we see Isaiah telling Micah or asking Micah when will he go to, where would his next exhibit be at? And he's like, what exhibit? My family stood up for me tonight. People don't understand, and I'm not looking forward to another exhibit. Vi is trying to feel better. Hollywood tells her that she has a guest. She goes, I look a hot mess. I don't want to see anybody. He's like, you're going to want to see this person. Here comes Ralph Angel. And he said, Would call me and let me know, Aunt Vi, that you weren't feeling well. And she said, well, I'm going to be all right, Ralph Angel. Don't you worry. He's like, I don't know what I would do if we lose you, Aunt Vi. And so she looks at him like, child, Lord willing, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be right here. I promised your dad when you guys were children, I would take care of you knuckleheads. And that's still something I'm doing even though you all are grown. Okay? And she apologized to him for not accepting him letting Blue go to that prestigious school. She said, you had the sense to send him to a wonderful, wonderful school in the country, and please forgive me. And he said, yeah, he is really branching out and striving in his element. And I'm so glad that Blue isn't here to see what's mess I've made for the family. And she said, you're a good man. You were doing what you thought was right. And one thing about it, you're a family and we love you. We're going to stick with you no matter what. So they embrace. Next thing, we're back with Nova and her neighbor. And you can see or feel the chemistry of them wanting to embrace or possibly kiss. The kiss did not come. He said, I really want to do that, but I think we just need to kind of go slow. You have been through a traumatic experience, and I'm going to be here for you. And that's that. Now, Charlie arrives and she's asking, why am I here? Well, here comes Davis, and he is like, I'm here. And they embrace each other because this is where they lived once upon a time. So they go inside after he waves off the car. And Charlie's like, this looks like we're in a time warp. This place looks exactly the same way it looked when we lived here. How did you ever do this, Davis? How did you have time to do this? Of course, when you have money, you can pay people to do stuff for you. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, so as she's still looking at everything, uh, she notices that there is a box of pizza and there are some wine coolers. Well, that happened to be their favorite meal when they were living there in that apartment. And before you know it, she doesn't know what's about to happen. But David gets on his knees and he opens a box, and that box has a beautiful ring inside. So he proposes to Charlie. She is very much caught off guard, and as he tells her that she is the love of his life and asks her to marry him, she's really at a loss of words, and she's like, Davis, I don't think I can do this. And he's like, why not? We both love each other. What's the problem? If it's me having to leave, I'll come back to Louisiana. And she's like, no, we are both on two different paths. You're at your dream job. I am going to pursue trying to win a seat in Congress because I have political ambitions that I need to do, and I need more power. Being a councilwoman doesn't do it for me. And I am going to be at least traveling for a year. If we get married now, we're just setting ourselves up for failure again. And I don't want that, Davis, because I really do love you. But I cannot accept your proposal, at least not right now. And he tells her that as she closes the box to the ring that's inside, he said, well, I'm a very patient man, so I'm not going anywhere. A tear is rolling down his face, and she said, I'll be there every step that I can to support you in your political endeavors. Now she goes to Ava's place and she has Michael with her, and she wanted to share her good news. And the good news is that she will be running for a seat in Congress. She's going to be representing Louisiana and not California. And Vi is so happy and pleased that, you know what, you are doing it, girl, because women used to have to be quiet. We couldn't even have a seat at the table, and you're sitting right there in front of the table. So she then says, or asks Charlie, well, what does Davis think about this? And she goes, you know what? He's for it. Davis and I are good. We're very good. So Vi is happy. All right, girl. So Charlie returns back to her home, and Davis is back where he lives in California. She gets a text from Davis, and she replies back. And this is going back and forth. So they're going to remain in a relationship. It just won't be a marriage right now. Now Darla goes out to meet with Rev Angel, and she lets Rev Angel know that she has found them an apartment. Rev Angel still cannot believe what is going to be happening. They have 45 days to vacate, and Darla's like, Rev Angel, we have to go ahead and accept the fact that we won't be on the farm any longer. We have a baby on the way, so it's going to be okay. And Rev Angel says, I said I will always take care of us or take care of you. I'm going to keep that promise. I will go back to the nursing home or get another job, but whatever I do, it's going to be legitimate. And so they embrace. Remember, there is only 2 episodes left for this season of Queen Sugar. So thank you for watching. Until next time.